News 7x7 is a unique channel dedicated to the news from dairy industry. Every week you receive brief on top 7 dairy news on this YouTube channel from India and abroad. These news could be seen in detail on our channel dairynews7x7.com also. You may write in the comment box on the dairy topics of your interest. We will try to develop news feature on the same. Your constant feedback and patronage to this channel is our source of top 7 dairy news from the week of April 17th will cover. Shall the government control milk prices in current times? A big fat problem in milk. What's driving up prices? Focus on livestock sector for income growth. Amul and dairy co-ops. Milch cows get political by Sanjay Baru. Dairy stock sizzle as temperature soar. Time to milk gains. French dairy group Lactalis says profit falls as cost rise. And global dairy prices moved up by 3.2%. Here comes the news of the week. The milk supply chain has been in trouble in several states over the last few months. Prices as valuable signal loses fidelity when the price system is interfered by the government. And when governments do this interference, bizarre things happen. To be sure, minimum support prices or subsidies for milk producers are popular with government worldwide. But in India, that's just the beginning. The government will not want to touch prices with a barge pole because the state elections of Karnataka are due in May. Instead, it tried a roundabout way by making the packet size smaller while retaining the old packet price. Second, since the administered price rise have not done enough to make the demand-supply gap go away, milk shortages emerge. Third, the government resorts to blaming private dairies for offering higher prices to dairy farmers. Given the economic situation of farmers, we should have celebrated private players providing a better deal to them. Instead, they become villains in a story where the government is the sole hero. Fourth, a quotidian issue becomes a front for interstate tensions. The Karnataka government blames dairies in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu for offering higher prices to farmers within Karnataka. In contrast, the Tamil Nadu government resorted to blaming private companies from Andhra Pradesh. Even the entry of a competitor like Amul that could have quickly reduced shortages gets opposed on the grounds of sub-national pride. Though no one talks about it, but one reason for short supplies in Karnataka could be that 2020 state law banning cow slaughter and frequent attacks on people transporting cattle has discouraged smaller farmers from stepping into the minefield called milk production. The current price inflation in milk has mainly to do with a shortage of fat. There have even been reports of branded ghee and butter disappearing from store shelves. RSOD President IDA links this partly to the falling contribution of buffaloes to national milk production. The share of buffaloes to total output was about 46.4% in 21-22, while in 2000-2001 it stood at 56.9%. However, a more immediate reason for rising fat prices is exports. During 21-22, India exported over 33,000 tons of ghee, butter and anhydrous milk fat valued at Rs 1281 crores. With imports ruled out, high prices, it is believed, will incentivize farmers to invest more in their animals and ramp up production. SMP is taxed at 5% and milk fat at 12%. So while dairies pay no tax on milk procured from farmers, they have to shell out GST on solids. One way to avoid this is by doing away with GST on milk solid used for reconstitution purposes. Alternatively, the GST on milk fats can be reduced to 5%. A 12% GST on milk fat is also an anomaly when vegetable fat edible oils is taxed at 5%. Despite an increased share 30% of livestock in the agriculture GDP, most of the big ticket budget items in agriculture such as food subsidy and fertilizer subsidy cater to the crop sector. There is scope for improvement, especially in steps for wider adoption of high yielding breeds, providing easy and timely credit and insurance, livestock veterinary services for small farmers, development of feed and fodder market in dryland areas, and the creation of export infrastructure such as food safety testing labs recognized by importing countries. As per a report in 2019, the income from livestock rearing activities is higher than the crop income among the marginal farmers who possess less than 1 acre of land. Livestock rearing is less risky and it is anti-fragile as livestock can feed on leaves and stems of failed crops in case of drought. Amid crop failure, livestock fetches income from the sale of milk, meat and eggs for the survival of the household. Livestock also contributes to the recycling agricultural economy, wherein the animal birds feed on the crop residue and byproducts and in return provide drought power and dung manure for crop production. The controversy generated by the aggressive push into Karnataka of the Amul brand was just waiting to happen. Worried about the impact of the controversy on the outcome of the state assembly elections in Karnataka, the Amul management has beaten a hasty retreat, clarifying that there was no question of Amul taking over the Karnataka milk cooperative's Nandini brand. Amul's retreat from Karnataka for the time being is political expediency rather than a measure of its reduced political clout or market power. However, as in the case of sugar cooperatives, which politicians across the country have extracted juice from, dairy cooperatives too have now turned into political milch cows. The cow is holy to all Hindus, but there are limits to how much political mileage can be milked from it. Moreover, as every Telugu, Kannadiga and Tamilian knows, no meal is ever complete without curd, rice and pickle. Our Gujarati friends don't know what they are missing. Concerns over milk shortages amid soaring temperatures when peak summer demand has just started to kick in have given a fillip to dairy stocks over the last 1 month. Shares of heritage foods have rallied 23% while those of Parag milk are up 10% in anticipation of further price hikes, which could boost the margins of these companies. Moreover, it is given that the demand for milk and milk-related products, especially ice cream, will rise during the summer season. The recent uptick in dairy stock is due to the rising milk prices. Most parts of India except northwest and peninsular region are likely to experience above normal maximum temperatures from April to June, the meteorological department had said earlier this month. Despite sharp gains seen by some of the dairy stocks, analysts largely suggest investors to steer clear of them for the long run. Experts meanwhile said aggressive investors can benefit from the current rally by choosing the right stock. Experts however cautioned that the sector is cyclical and highly volatile. Lactalis, the world's largest dairy producer, said its sales had risen by 28.4% in 22 to 28.3 billion euros, but higher costs had pushed its annual net profit down by 14% to 384 million euros. A spike in food prices, partly linked to Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year, has created tensions between food suppliers and retailers over pricing as governments try to curb inflation. Despite significant competitiveness efforts and faced with difficulty of passing on an increase of more than 20% in its expenses, the group's margins have been significantly eroded, the French group said in a statement. Lactalis, privately controlled by the Besnier family, said its net profit margin had declined to 1.36% of sales in 22 compared with 2.02% the previous year. The group said it increased investment by 17% compared with the prior year to 750 million euros to modernize production sites and reduce its carbon footprint. Its net debt fell last year to 6.455 billion euros compared with 7.046 billion reported for 2021. The GDT price index was up 3.2% with an average selling price of $3,362 per ton. A total of 22,713 tons of dairy products were sold at the latest auction, down about 4.7% from the previous sales. Key results are as follows. Anhydrous milk fat index up by 4.7% at an average price of $4,981 per metric ton. Butter index up by 4.9%. An average price of $4,821 per metric ton. Cheddar cheese index up by 5.7% at an average price of $4,411 per metric ton. Skim milk powder index up by 7% at an average price of $2,776 per metric ton. Whole milk powder index up by 1% at an average price of $3,089 per metric ton. It's possible that this event is an anomaly, one of the experts mentioned.
Thanks for watching Dairy News 7x7 channel with news update from last 7 days. To continue receiving update from this channel, I Kuldeep Sharma request you to subscribe this channel and share and like the video, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.